Hello everyone, since Oxygen Not Included is going to leave early access, most of you may have a new base at that time. So in this video, I'm going to teach you how to have a good, fast, stable start. It is not a beginner guide. I'm assuming you have basic knowledge of the game, which means I'm not going to explain everything. But if you are a new player watching this, please feel free to ask me in the comment section. First, we need to pick our dupes. I prefer one digger, one researcher, and one can do both farming and cooking. They can handle most of our early game needs without worrying if we can find out good dupes during the games. Okay, now I think they are good enough for me, and I don't want to spend too much time to roll anymore. Rolling a perfect one can take a lot of time. With okay attribute and match the interest, it is okay for me. Okay, let's get a good name for your base and get started. So at the start of the game, we are looking for water and metals. You can see here there are 3 water pools, one on the right, one on the left, and one on the bottom. We are going to find some metals near the water pool, and here we found some on the right. So we are going to set up the first thing, like the toilet and bedroom on the right. So now we are going to dig to the right side. Okay, let's build some ladder down to our pool. We need to get down to our water pool to build a pitcher pump, which is release some water for our basin and our outhouse. I think it is good to build our toilet just nearby the pitcher pump because it is efficient for our tubes to bring water to our basin. Oh no, I can't build here. If you can see, it is the floor which it's not 4x4 per floor. It's not acceptable, unpayable. OCD is an important thing. No way. If I just build down there, people are going to dislike my video. So no way, no way. Just build over here. For the toilet part, you want to have equal amount of outhouse and basin, because when there are 2 tubes going to toilet at the same time, you don't want to have not enough of basin, so they are not going to wash their hands and get out of the toilet without washing their hands, which is not good. So at least you need to have more basin than toilet, I mean outhouse, to make sure people are going to wash their hands before leaving the toilet. At the same time, our beds are built already. And remember, you want to set the direction of your basin to outwards only, because it is for some efficiency. We still have time on this cycle, so let's get some metal. We are going to need some metal, which is copper here, on your starting area, to build the research station and your battery and your hamster thing. So let's see where we're going to build our research station and our power generator. Maybe on the same floor of the pump is good, because we need water for a supercomputer later on anyway. So if we build a supercomputer near the pump, this can be efficient. On any game, I don't need any buff time on my schedule. I just set it to work, create a new schedule with a different downtime for later on. At the same time, you want to have manually set the priority setting. You don't want some people with a very low level skill, like research, to occupy the research center, so you want to disable it to prevent any waste of time. And now let's do the same thing to farming and art, and maybe tidy, and anything you want to have a good efficiency. So now I think it is good enough. Let's go on. On cycle 2, dupes are going to disinfect the outhouse. I don't want them to do this too frequently, so I'm going to set the threshold to a higher level. Okay, now I think it is a good time to set up our research station. You want to have a place to reserve for the supercomputer. As I mentioned, you want it to stay close to the water pump because it uses water obviously. The position of the manual generator and the battery is not that important because I will research the coal generator as soon as possible after the job station because it saves a lot of labor, which is very important at the early game if you want to go fast. While they are building the research station, we can look for some bird object near our base. While they are building the research station, we can look for some bird object near our base. They are your early game, the very early game food income that you only can get from them because your farm are not set up. You need to research the farming thing. You need to plant the meat wood, and they need 3 cycles to grow. So it is a good time to reach our starting area podcast, which contain a lot of seeds. You need to plant something with seeds, right? You want some algae to be ready for your oxygen income, right? And you want some coal for the power generator. Another thing I want to mention is I'm afraid some people will be triggered because I don't recommend you to build some storage because it takes way too much of time for to clear the ground. I will do that at some time. I don't have many important things to do, but not now. Our early game is very important time to set up our base. If your base goes stable earlier, which means you have more time to feed your mind, you don't have much to take care. It is very good for me, like and somebody have your full-time job. I don't have many time to play one game per day, so I need to go fast to achieve my thing. Otherwise, I'm just restarting my early game and mid game every time when there are new update to be released, and it is the same thing comes to my mind when I saw Reddit and someone posting Reddit post asking, is this fun to keep playing one game over and over, restarting over and over? And yeah, I could say it is fun because I know what to do with the new thing released, because I can skip the early game and the mid game, which is the repeating thing very fast. So now we have the farming research done. The next thing you want is the skill board. With the skill board, you can assign skill point to a duplicate when he is have level up. It is quite important too because the early game you have a better attribute for our dupes, which means he can do things fast. And now we need the farming pants as soon as possible. Planting remote this time, growing this time, everything this time, which means your food are one now. You want to plant them as soon as possible. This guy is assuming you are going to take every duplicate every time they are available. You want to accept them every time. So we need a lot of food and oxygen soon. So we are going to plan more than we leak. This can prevent some bad RNG when the meatwood can be heavens, but they are not going to give you many seeds. And you are not forced to explore early to find some shroom, which means you don't have many shroom and shroom seed. Otherwise, then you will be in trouble. or you are forced to get less duplicate early game. So now the next thing you want to have is the code generator. You may face some hit being generated, but it is okay because the starting area is cool enough for the midwood, and maybe for later you are going to plant some swarm. They are totally okay for the temperature, and it is going to save you a lot of labor, so your duplicate can go further with a lot of time, a lot of free time to do anything else. Here you can see I have only 3 duplicates. I need to set the priority to 6 to let them finish the planning boss first. And here we have the new friend coming to our base. Let's see what we get. Divergence is good, but the attribute is not quite good. The left one have a very good building speed, and the right one, I personally don't like anyone could fall asleep anytime, but oh, he has some good movement speed and free interest and some strength as well. But I think I will just take the left one because we don't have a building guy. It is why our base is building so slow, because he is the first one with some constructing skill. So now we set him have the priority to build, so we don't have someone with 0 constructing skill to build something very slow. Oops, misclick. While we are waiting for code generator being researched, we need to find somewhere to plan our code generator to be built, really somewhere which is bottom of your base, because carbon dioxide tend to flow to the bottom. You don't want some heat right next to your base being generated. Let me skip my daydreaming time. I'm sorry. And finally, I remember I need to build the skill station, actually the skill board. I just forget to build this for a whole cycle. Oh my god, it is the best guy ever. Don't recommend this place. But actually no, because your duplicate are not leveling that fast. The only one has a single skill point is the one our new friend, our building guy. So you know what? I'm intended to trigger all of you. I'm not going to spend any skill point while my skill board are already built. Yeah, it is intended. Don't ask me anything about that. So now let's get some wire being set up. Let's prepare before the code generator research. And here I built some tile by 4 tile height. It is the marking for me. I don't want to trigger myself as well. In here, let's get our large battery and code generator on our base, bottom right of our base. There are some chlorine, but I don't care because chlorine doesn't really do any harm to your base. So don't let the chlorine constrain you to build anything. They are just some carbon dioxide in green color. And actually, I think chlorine is rich. When I reach space, I would just pump any chlorine, all of the chlorine to the space as soon as possible. The timing is quite good. We are going to finish our coal research while we have already cleared the power area, and actually the research is finished. The next research, I'm going for the lavatory. I don't like to keep using the outhouse. Some people may want to spawn some mob, but I don't think I need to do that, and it requires a very large amount of them to actually emit some pollute oxygen and being processed to make some slime or some algae. So I think it is quite annoying to set up, and I'm not going to waste time to do that. So now I'm not going to trigger you anymore. I'm going to spend a skill point now. So now you see the building guy is still the only one have a skill point. How about my 3 starting dupes? Come on, man. One of the thing maybe building I want most is a station can level up my duplicate faster, because waiting for them to level up is quite a long process. I way too long to level up, and it just kill my speed run. I can't do any speed run anymore because the skill of duplicates is leveling too slow, just too slow. Even I'm playing normally, I think it is low point to letting us the skill leveling such slow, because it already has the moral limit. You can reach unlimited infinity moral to keep that strat down. Anyway, by the way, we are already on cycle 5 now. Currently we don't have any critical thing to do while we are waiting for some mistwood to be happened, code generator to be built, and some utility thing to do, and waiting for our laboratory to be researched. So again, it is a good time for us to explore to more pocket. We can go down to the pocket on bottom left. There are some mistwood. We need them to expand our farm earlier. Okay, code generator is finished. Now we are going to switch to code generator only, so we don't have any duplicate to roll the hamster wheel anymore. You want to deconstruct the small battery, because the battery, any battery are going to generate some heat. You don't want a battery near your base, because you don't want your base going to overheat for your farm. And about the research part, I forgot to research the advanced research, which I don't have any supercomputer because I just forget it. Yeah, finally we have another skill point being earned. Yeah, it is the research guy. So from now on, our research will go much faster than before. But actually, we don't need to take care any research. You don't need to worry about if the research is not fast enough. Your infrastructure are not going to catch up as your research do, so there are no worry for that. Most likely, you are going to research everything, but your infrastructure are going to only doing the half of the research thing. When 1/4 of the farming plan are going to being planned, you want to have a one new floor to have your plan set up. You need to plan everything as soon as possible to catch up your duplicate list. Okay, research is done, so now we can go on for our laboratory setup research. Since we need a water swift, which can purify polluted water to purify water, it is very important for our laboratory water loop. If you don't know what this is, you can check for Google or check for Reddit posts. There are too many setups already, so I'm not going to go through it. Now you may wonder, why am I going for 2 oxygen diffusers so early? It is because one generator, one code generator are outputting 600 power, but I don't have any smart battery yet. So we are going to have a lot of existing power. We are going to waste them anyway. So why not just build something to spend our power at this point? oxygen diffuser will be the best choice. Now let me expand the pond. And here is the first 5 cycle based starting guide. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye.